block by. Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning. Just let me check my microphone here. It seems a little loud. There we go. It looks like a child touched it. Anyways, it is Friday, July 12th. We have CPI today. It's a big deal. It's a really big deal. I'll show you the markets here really quick. Yesterday was just a complete bloodbath in the Treasuries. So you had that huge move up, and then they just did that huge move down and extended it. So we are basically in an expanding range, and who knows, maybe the CPI comes out and it's like completely the other direction. This could be crazy. Who knows what's going to happen? Anyways, I have to tell my family that there's big trouble if they adjust the chair again. Oh man, that's annoying. All right, and also my light is not working. What's with that? Let's fix that. What is it called? Be like L. There, I just saw where to go. There it is. Cool. I killed it. There we go. That's better. All right. So sorry about all that. Anyways, treasuries are down. Equities, yeah, up a little bit, but then kind of not. It was kind of a gamma trap there at the end of the day, but then they went back up and they went higher. So it's a tough trade over there in equities. I've been avoiding it. For the numbers, sorry, I said it was CPI, but it's PPI that we're looking for. Well, they are expecting spot 1 and spot 2. Given that the numbers were so high for the CPI yesterday, maybe they won't be as high. Anyways, I also I want to change things up a little bit if I can. That'd be okay with you guys. Oh, by the way, good morning, Uzi and Wrong. Always the first one's in there. Thank you very much. I want to change this. Would that be okay? So I think that I'm going to go like, can I pull this out? No, you can't pull it out. I can say, move to new window. There we go. So here's my 10-year treasury one, right? And it's got my new fun indicator. And what I think we're going to do is we're going to cover up our Vista chart there. I think for now I'll just do the 10-year if that's okay. Every untested low below in ZV yesterday was hit, right? It was a bloodbath. It was crazy. Man. I felt like that we were in a pretty uncertain and confusing place in markets before. But now after that, I'm just like, I have no clue what's going to happen. I got 9 ticks out of it. It's good scalping. I'm a little bitter that I didn't get more out of my short yesterday. I left and then the auction came in. Ooh, oh boy. It was a good one. Anyways, so here's what I want to do, guys. I got that, we got that journal contest going on over at futures.io, and they're giving away the NinjaTrader license. And I started this to get the NinjaTrader license. So I still want it. So I think that what we're going to do for the journal is we're going to watch this indicator. I'm not going to take any trades on it. We're just going to watch it and we're going to document very, very carefully what it does. And then, I'll still trade today. I want to trade this number. But then the rest of the month, no trades. At least not in Treasuries. We're just going to watch the indicator and document it carefully. We'll put that in the journal, and that will be our entry. And then if it works out, if the journal is successful, then that means that people want the indicator, then we'll put it up. And put a version. I don't know if I want to give you guys like the whole shebang, because there is some funky logic in there. But I will give you a version of the indicator that will be enough for people to use. And yeah. And then there's also some other indicators that I've been meaning to post that I'll post as well at the end of the month. Like that, like my new version of spread. What do you guys think? Fair? We don't need that tab down there, so let's get rid of that. There we go. So, what is the indicator is what you're probably wondering now for somebody watching this. And I'm assuming there will probably be a good number of people watching this video in the future. Which is kind of silly because I'm being kind of silly right now. But what does it do? Well, it's basically showing market interest. So you will see here, there will come times when there is just obscene amounts of market interest. And what you see here on this top one, like it's like 3,000 right now, and it'll go up, and it'll be orders of magnitude higher than that. And it colors it based on, whether or not the activity on that bar was higher or lower than average. Right now, because the average is just starting out, it's all going to say that they're all slightly higher than average. So they're all going to be white. Okay, I was cleaning my turtle tank in the front room and my terminal started hurling block trade alerts. I came running in FOMO'd in. Whoa, what? Really? You just came in and just clicked it just like that, huh? Oh man. So you made some money. Good job, dude. Oh, there's something else we got to talk about. Well, we got about a minute and 15 seconds, but another thing I want to slip in here before things go. Donald Trump tweeted about cryptocurrencies yesterday, and everybody in the crypto sphere is like, "Oh, this is so good. This is so bullish for Bitcoin." It's not. No, guys. Obviously, anything about crypto in the short term, I suppose, is good for crypto. So sure, it goes up a little bit. Dumbest thing I've ever done. No, if you made money, it's not the dumbest thing you've ever done. That's what I say. It's only a dumb thing when you lose money. Sooner or later, that'll happen, but not today. Anyways, I think that his tweet means that more government regulation of cryptocurrencies is coming. So I would not view it as a positive. I think that this could move either way, so I'm gonna bracket it here. It was only one contract. Oh, okay. All right, so here we go. PPI is the only release today. Not seeing much crazy. And still waiting here. I get year over year 1.7 versus 1.6 estimate. Oh, so it actually was a little bit higher than it. But what is the month over month number? I hate that they always do that. Okay, so the core PPI was spot 3 versus spot 2. So I suppose we can continue selling today. And then the regular PPI was spot 1 versus spot 1. Interesting. So where's the discrepancy? Where did the what is the thing that Crypto's rally as Coinbase CEO says Trump's Bitcoin tweet is achievement unlocked. I'm telling you guys, the things that I see in the crypto space these days, it was one of those things that I've always, kind of an anecdotal thing that I've always said about markets is, who are you trading with? I think one of the reasons that you should trade Treasuries is because it is the most liquid instrument in the world for a reason. You know what I mean? When you trade Treasuries, you're not just trading against some of the smartest traders, you're also trading against the biggest banks, and you're trading against countries. And obviously, that means that you have tough competition, but it also means that there is some real opportunity in it, because those smart people wouldn't be in it if there wasn't some real opportunity in it. Then I go over and I look at Bitcoin, and some of the people that trade Bitcoin are the dumbest people I have ever seen on the internet. Just completely detached from reality. I think this could go lower, but I don't necessarily see a spot yet. It is getting a little tight here. Some of the dumbest people I've seen. So we're going through and we're looking at this Tether thing, and we're reading the New York Attorney General basically saying that Tether is printing money out of thin air and loaning it to people to go and boost, buy cryptocurrencies up. Firms in New York that it's illegal for them to even be doing, trading on non-US exchanges, trading on exchanges that US customers aren't allowed to trade on. And we post this, and they're just like, oh, it's fine. There's the Federal Reserve. Why can't the cryptocurrencies have that? Are you people insane? The entire price, the entire past 3 months, whatever. It's the greatest scam fraud in history. And y'all think that it's just that when this all comes out and the hammer hits, oh, it'll all be fine. You are dumb. You are really dumb for real. All right. So then what is going on right here? Why do I think that their reading of it is so wrong? Yes, it's publicity for Bitcoin in the short term, but number one, I just don't think that it would be a wise buy here. You're in a bad spot for it. If we were like at the bottom, and we were undervalued, then maybe it would be an okay, good thing. But then the bigger problem is that in the longer term, why is he saying this? They're obviously talking about it. And the Federal Reserve chairman was talking about it. And all of the people in Congress were talking about it, talking about Libra. What has happened is, because Libra is out there now, and we actually have a big US company trying to get in on this. And now all of a sudden the lawmakers are looking at it and are like, yeah, there's some problems with this Bitcoin thing. People can launder money with it. And there's all this unregulated stuff that's coming into it that people can use to manipulate it. And we're going to have to take a look at this. So what's really happening here is the government is about to come in and regulate crypto hard. That's what's really going on. That's my real reading from that news. The government is going to come and they're going to increase regulation in cryptocurrencies. Let me tell you something. If you are in cryptocurrencies right now and you are scamming or committing fraud of some sort, like say you are printing mass amounts of your own cryptocurrency and then using that to go and buy Bitcoin on the open market, pump it up and then sell it back out on, a cash exchange to make money, or you're using it to manipulate the futures and make money off of the futures, if you're doing that, and I don't think anybody watching this is, but if you were doing that, here's my suggestion to you. Run. Get out now. Take all your money out. Go to some foreign country that has no extradition law and stay there for the rest of your life, because they're coming for you. I guarantee it. Here in the next year or so, they're going to crack down hard. The New York Attorney General is onto this Bitfinex scam. And once they realize the depth of it, it is going to be like the crypto apocalypse. Most Forex traders are, not too bright either. Well, there was some pressure at 28. They pushed through it. You could certainly go with the trend, but I'm just not. I hear you, Izzy. It's there are a lot of people. Here's the thing about futures. It's not like I've never seen a dumb person come into futures. I mean, the thing is, you don't have to be smart to be good at trading. You really don't. In some respects, being smart is a disadvantage. I don't necessarily think that I'm a particularly smart person. I've never taken an IQ test, or at least if I did, it was when I was young and I don't remember the results. I would assume, though, that I am pretty average, maybe a little bit above average, because, if you're a computer programmer, probably chances are you're slightly above average in intelligence. But I'm, also ADHD, so that hurts, right? I don't think I'm a particularly smart person, but I do have certain, tendencies, let's say, analytical properties, wanting to overthink things and stuff like that. I like to get myself into intellectual things, and I think that sometimes in trading it's disadvantageous. You know what I mean? And you get that, what is the word? I don't want to say arrogance, but lack of humility. Because the honest truth here is that he can do whatever it wants. All it takes is one guy to come in there and decide that it's a time to buy here. And you're going to be wrong. I mean, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I lost count of how many times I just didn't have the balls to do something I figured would pay my bills for a couple of months. To do something I figured would pay my bills for a couple of months. Missed a good trade. Trading is like 30% brains and 70% balls. I don't even know if it's not balls. I think it's discipline. That's the word that I think that's the biggest thing, is discipline. Because what happens is you come in and you're sure that something's going to happen, and then you let go of your discipline, and then that's when things go south on you. I think the best traders that I've met are very humble people, and they do not appear to me to be, particularly, everybody thinks that, oh, you're a good trader, you must have like this, you might have to be a Mensa member, and no. The best traders that I've met are probably right about average. Well, that is exactly what I was afraid of happening. Okay. There's quite a bit of activity there on that. There was some big asks trying to push it there. I'm saying we spend all this time analyzing stuff and then not acting on it. Well, I think that for us, and part of what I'm trying to do here, the reason why starting next week we're not going to be taking any trades, is because it's just the signals that we take are so fuzzy. It's so much stuff, and it's a lot of it is just kind of based on feel, and yeah, there's like a general footprint, but I can't put like an exact threshold on when you do this and when you do that, and I don't think it's possible. But you're not. The rest of us will be. Anyways, I want. It's so hard because you go in and you see a particular signal or you see a particular thing, and then maybe you don't see it for a long time, you forget about it or whatever, and it's just really incredibly hard to accurately document all of this stuff. Well, I've found something that I think shows a lot of the things that we look at, that we see on the DOM, that I don't think that the Vista chart accurately. Well, I mean, it shows it on the Vista chart too, but it's just not as clear as what you see in that indicator, right? You can see right there, increased public interest, flipped. Here, even here at the top, there was bid trying to push it, and it flipped. I think I could probably take, I think that would be safe if they give it to me, which was a little doubtful. I literally can't not work, not without going insane at the least. I tell you what, I get awfully antsy if, like that week of vacation, like we were talking before, I don't want to be like, because my wife gets after me about not liking to go on vacation, but I don't like doing it because I want to trade, even in the shitty summer action. Sorry, I shouldn't swear, but man, even in the poor summer action, I just want to trade. Okay, they are giving me, really. Newsy says it's the same for him. I got my routine. I don't like changing it. It would go crazy. If I sat down and I said, well, Seth, you're never going to make it in trading, you need to just give up. And then I didn't have to wake up early anymore, and I didn't have to stream for 2 hours in the morning and all of that stuff, I would go literally effing crazy. I don't like what I'm seeing. I need to see my price go offer here quickly, or I'm probably going to scratch it. If God willing, I'm capable of staying in this game for the rest of my life. They'll find me dead in this chair one day. Yes, I think so. This like me. I'm gonna be in the old folks' home, with my computer set up, trading every morning. That's gonna be me. Good morning, Nicholas. Corn prices rose 19.9%. So what I'm seeing right here is there's too much interest at this price. Everybody's just like me and they think they get a short here. I'm worried that they're going to kick it back up again and then flip it. Of course, there's an iceberg at my price. I once met a homeless trader living in his car, giving me a stock tip based on his stock charts. Really? When was that? What year was it? So I remember back in 2003. 2003 it was, and I worked downtown Salt Lake City at a cyber cafe of sorts. And there was this guy. He told me there used to be a trading arcade in Salt Lake apparently, and they traded stocks. See what just happened there? Effing, of course. That one was kind of frustrating because I couldn't really see a way out of it. I think they're going to do something again, and then maybe we can take it. Pull this up over here, yeah. Donald Trump is tweeting. When you are the big piggy bank that other countries have been ripping off for years to a level that is not to be believed, tariffs are a great negotiating tool, a great revenue producer, and most importantly, a powerful way to get companies to come to the USA and to get companies that have left us for other lands to come back home. We stupidly lost 30% of our auto business to Mexico. If the tariffs went on at the higher level, they would all come back and fast, but very happy with the deal I made if Mexico produces it, which I think they will. Biggest part of the deal with Mexico has not been revealed. China is a similar, except that they devalue their currency and subsidize companies to lessen the effect of 25% tariffs. So far, little effect to consumers. Companies will relocate to the United States. Only thing for me going in ZBA is going below the point of control, but downside volume isn't good enough for me to take it short. You can see it right there that there was they were trying to push it too far, and then look, they squeezed a bunch of people out. A little bit too quiet now. I'm kind of thinking back on it, like, why didn't I just do the short at the beginning? But, you know, it was kind of hard to pick a spot. Hmm. So that just kind of canceled out the reason I got into that. You can't see my cumulative delta. Oh, okay. Should zoom in. So like zoom in like that. Is that better? Or do you want like these to be bigger? So we can, like, if we put it in at that level, we could do something like we can say match data series width like that. Oh, but then it resets everything. I forgot. I'll tell it to match the data series width with all of these. So you can see. So the one big problem is because it's largely based on level 2, you're not gonna get anything historical. So as soon as you reset it, all the history is gone. It's interesting that Donald Trump says that the biggest part of the deal with Mexico has not been revealed. 31.5 is the open. Oh, you know what else? We should there you go. That's helpful. Wish I'd done that earlier. Oh, I'm not doing it for ZF. Okay, fine. I would kind of still want to see my Vista chart. I'm trying to think of a way that I can just, you know, I suppose I could do that. Then we can't see the E-mini. It's pretty choppy around here in this spot, isn't it? So I've noticed that this will happen sometimes. Is you get like you get some pretty clear signals, and then all of a sudden you'll get up into this spot, and they'll start doing the flippy thing on you. They'll give you a signal every which way. What price did I take that last one out, by the way? It was at 29. I think that last one I cared a little bit too much. Because look, I could have actually have gotten a tick out of it. I would hope if I was still in and I had gotten that tick, that I would have been like, this isn't a good spot, and I've gotten just taken it. Well, hey, there you go. Tick down. I'm not actually saying. Do you know if Daytrader has a feature to reset the cumulative delta on the Vista chart? No, but why would you want to do that? Just, make a note about where it is from that point. I'm a little suspicious about this move right here. Just reset on RTH. Even if you reset on RTH, you'll still see the past data. I guess it won't go to 0. I guess if you want these numbers to be to 0, I suppose that would be the reason why, huh? But I don't think that they do have a feature for that. That's funny. I created a psychology channel and I didn't tell anybody, I didn't give anybody any direction for it or anything. But I was planning on using it for, putting some of the psychology research that I was doing. And they started posting stuff, and one of these guys said, so many big words here, this scares me. That is my psychology. Yes, for that number, so you can see from the open how many long and short. So Adrian, if that's what your intention is, I would recommend using this instead. Use the power bar instead. Because you can, there's a nice little button to reset it. Like that. Am I on ignore, says Smash the Bid? No, you're not. Were you saying stuff before that? Oh, I hope not. Why would it do that? Sometimes it just doesn't show all of the YouTube chats for some reason. Because it thinks that maybe you're spam or something. You code up something resting order indicators, and now you're getting somewhere. What are they based on? Well, I mean, there's, so here's what we're doing. I uh, give the little spill again. There, I started this YouTube channel to win a contest at futures.io for a NinjaTrader license. And the contest was you have to make a video log. And I did that. Oh, you know what? I can see you now. My OBS just hadn't updated yet. Smash bed. I'm sorry. Anyways, I was the only person that entered into that contest, basically. So they canceled it, and I never got a NinjaTrader 8 license. So now I've turned around and I thought, well, I've got this new thing, and I've been watching it for a week or two, and I really like what I see in it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to, I'm trading today, even though it's like total crap, but and it's summer, who cares? But then starting next week, I'm not going to trade it. We're just going to document the indicator. So what is it based on? It is based on resting orders, for sure. I don't want to go into all of the algorithms that I've got to go through to be able to display this information. It's not like incredibly complicated, but you do have to know a few things. But what I'm going to do is we're going to watch it, and I'm going to be super vague about what it is. But then if I win, then we'll post it, and you can just look at the code. But the general gist of it is it shows the amount of orders being put out there. And it splits it up into bids and asks in large and small orders. So I can basically get an idea of if there's a divergence between big players and little players. So like, I'm a little bit suspicious about this move down because I'm not seeing quite the same kind of signals that I normally would. There was just like a bunch of chop, and then they just decide to go down. It's kind of hard to play that one. So yeah, that should be, I hope that is enough information for you. So what was Adrian saying? Yes, for that number so you can see from the open. Thanks, I will try. Oh yeah, so I was going to say, if you use this, you can come in here and the power meters, and there's all sorts of stuff, like you can reset it on the position. You can tell it, oh, there's a depth power meter, snapshot and depth, right? And you can tell it how often it resets and things like that. So it's really cool. And there's another one from the tape. So if we come over here to one of these tapes and pull one up, and there's some settings for this as well. You can make a short-term power meter. So I can have like a second one that only shows trades within the last, certain amount of time. It's just kind of cool. Bum, 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 ba-dum. So here's what I was wondering might happen. So they came back down here. and notice nothing too crazy yet. We'll see. It seems like they're intent on making me wrong every time. and I have a really bad read in this kind of a situation, but so we're kind of trying something a little bit new here. Well, I could have gotten 26. That's unfortunate. Should probably be watching the 5-year there because the 5-year was a little bit more interested in taking it. Now it's doing it. Oh, that's interesting. They're putting them way out there. Why are they doing that? Even if this works out, I don't think I got the right price. It was too early. Oh, sure. Oh, really? I mean, that's what I want to do. I kind of want to win the contest, though, John. I mean, I do want the license, but I kind of want to win the contest. You know what I'm saying? He gave me a good suggestion about a way to get a license, but I want to win the contest. The thing here's the way that I think of it is like, here's this great indicator. The thing is that I think I'm looking at something pretty good. I'm comfortable with giving it to other people because it's not just like a straight. I mean, you can already see right here, it's not just like a straight thing. You've really got to have a good read for it. So it's not like it's just like automatic edge, you know. It's very much an art, but you know, I think it would be really cool to be able to have this thing and you know, just have like a really good documentation about what happens in the next month on it so that people can just kind of go through and study it and decide for themselves what kind of trades they can take with it. And, you have like a really good historical record for something. And then my hope is that then, like I would really like to see this in Jigsaw. I think that it should be one of the histograms that you can pull up in Jigsaw. I think that would be awesome. And they're playing a lot of games here or in this level. So like they're actually making it pretty clear where the pivots are, but they shake it around a lot when it's there. You're probably right. We can do both. Send it over. I think I would like that because then I can help you write some of this other stuff, right? Because there's a lot of things. Most of my stuff I've written from scratch, and I'm actually writing things that then they're rewriting for their order flow suite. And it would be nice for me to be able to like write some stuff for their because I have some ideas for their version of a Vista chart too. And if I had that now, I could start writing them. Okay. I'll put it in later. At least maybe when this one is done. Thank you very much. Okay, I'll try it. I mean, the thing is that I don't know if I have access to one like that, then maybe I shouldn't do it because then, um, you know, I'd be taking it away from somebody else that could use it. So maybe we'll do that. It will just unlock the features you don't already have. That'll be cool. Yeah, I'll copy and put that in here as soon as this trade is done. They're going to make it super hard to get filled here. Smash a bit. I have a question for you. If you're still there, I think that what I'm looking at is similar to the things that you look at. How do you time it though? Because it seems to me like what will happen is you'll get a signal like that, but then it's actually like early. You know what I mean? You'll take it and then they shake it a little bit and then it'll go. Also, where do we need to look at taking it off? 30. Because I could have made some off of that first short if I just been comfortable with the spot and the timing of it. Okay. Where is my... Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, I have to disconnect. Maybe I'll have to do it at the end. Because I would have to stop this. So I think if we do this, then I think I still want to stick with my plan of really documenting this well for the next couple of weeks. But we just won't put it into the contest. Yeah. Well, I'll still post the stuff on futures.io. Yeah, when you're done with the show here. Yeah, exactly. What's alligator say here? Same pressure as yesterday, weaker though, could repeat and break after pullback and building still range biased. So it's kind of turning there, but I'm not seeing a change in the orders. So we should put this in. Where can we do this? Oh, I don't really have it. I don't have a good bookmark for it. Hold on a second. Smash Bid says, yeah, it seems to me what you built is similar to what comes stock in Sierra, except I'm using candlesticks similar to cumulative delta, and it still takes DOM skills and location. Yeah, I for sure. But did you hear the question that I asked earlier, Smash the Bid? The question that I had was, it seems to me that sometimes you can get a signal. Oh, I don't have a very good example here. Sometimes you will get an actionable signal, and if you take it like right that instant, it won't work very well. But if you just kind of give it just a second, you'll get like a tick down or something, and then you can take that. And I'm trying to figure out what the best way to time it is, because there's a very clear directional bias that it gives you. Okay, well there was at least one order that took the ask there, so that might be all we can get off of this. Seems like public interest is increasing for some reason. So it's not like a crazy change. This goes back to what Uzi was saying about having balls. Well, I mean, if you're willing to give it a little bit of room, I suppose that if I had not, so like the first one was a sell at 28 at 647. So 647. So for instance, I took it there, right? It would have stopped me out either way. So think of it like a train trying to put on the brakes. I get what you're saying. So as soon as you see it, that's the person pulling the lever to put the brakes on. But that doesn't mean that it's going to stop right there. So then that's when I can use my reading of the inside to really pick the spot. And conversely, it can accelerate. I mean, like for instance, if all of a sudden I started seeing a bunch of bids right here. I saw that yesterday, man. Oh, and it came in so fast. Just completely took me by surprise. So smash bid says correct. Okay. Well, I think that would be a useful way of looking, because I'm seeing stuff that's not like I didn't see this stuff before. It's just that to me now, it's before it was like a qualitative thing. Now it's like obvious to me that that's where I should be doing something. So I wonder, how does the Sierra chart one work? Because now I'm wondering if Sierra Charts actually has something like this. Why hasn't anybody made it for Ninja? And a bigger question, where did it go? Why are they moving orders 34 ticks out? What is the point of that? Does that really move the market and that's why they put it? It just seems incredibly weird to me. Can you see those? Hey, check it out. Don't get fooled by the press and push at highs and lows. They will press or push to fill orders before they flip it. This traps. Yes. Well, that's exactly what I see. So like you'll notice down here at the low, what was it? There was asks. See that? So there was a bunch of people putting the asks on it so that they could get filled and flip it. And then all of a sudden, when it flipped, then there was some bids. But sometimes that stuff will come in and it'll push through. The unfortunate thing about the case where they'll just come in and they'll push through is that at least the ones that we saw yesterday were so fast. There was just no way I could react to it. Bitcoin looks so bullish. Wow. Yeah. So I was talking about that a little bit earlier, Jay Constant. I think that you're going to see some bullish sentiment for the short term. But I would be incredibly cautious, because in the long run, the reason they're buying it, where is it right now? Let's just double check. I mean, they've come up about 1,000, almost 1,000. I'm surprised that I'm not seeing anything here. So I guess I'm just keep it. Anyways, so they're up about 1,000. The reason that they're up about 1,000 is because Donald Trump tweeted about Bitcoin, and he was kind of mean about it. You didn't mention Bitcoin specifically, but he said that he doesn't like cryptocurrencies because, there's fraud and other problems that the government has to deal with because of it, and that the dollar is great, and that people should be in the dollar, and that Facebook is going to have to get a bank charter if it wants to do this Libra thing. Was the main gist of that. So everybody's saying, yay, Donald Trump tweeted about cryptocurrencies. Now everybody's going to look into it and all of the liberals are going to buy it to spite him. Well, like I said, I think in the short term it is bullish. I mean, anything Bitcoin in the news, the short-term traders are going to interpret it as bullish. But in the long term, it's not bullish. In the long term, what this means is that there are, I mean, why would he tweet about it? This Libra thing has basically kicked the entire government in the shorts to be like, oh, okay, now Facebook is doing something about it. We actually have to take this cryptocurrency thing seriously and look at things. And what are they saying? They're saying that what they're trying to do is a big problem. Like, you can't go and start your own tokenized currency without a bank charter. That's not allowed. Meanwhile, the New York Attorney General has discovered that that Bitfinex has been loaning Tether, literally loaning Tether, like unbacked Tether, to traders in New York. So, like, Bitfinex is not, you can't trade on Bitfinex if you're a US customer, right? You can't even, like, get Tether if you're a US customer. But they're doing it. So here you have a clear example. Bitfinex has clearly broken the law. And it appears likely that they have also been committing a massive fraud on the entire cryptocurrency market, pumping it up. So what is the government going to do when that whole mess is exposed? Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. They're going to clamp down. They're going to clamp down, and all of this unregulated stuff is either going to have to become kosher or it's going to go away. And a lot of it cannot become kosher, so it's just going to go away. So I think in the long term that it's not a bullish thing for cryptocurrency. You're going to have real growing pains. You know what I mean? They printed another 150 million. Wow. Like I said, I think in the short term, it probably can move up. I don't know if they can make a new high. Okay. Here's the equity market open. That was a little curious the way that the equity market moved there. Interesting that there's not more interest from the regular orders here in the 10-year. Anyways, I think that in the short term, Bitcoin probably could move up. I don't know if they'll move up to new high, but they could move up. But really, if it's just if it's the tether, I just don't understand why you'd want to be in that. Because it's all a question of time frame. At that point, based on what we know about tether, this is a ticking time bomb. So when is it going to explode? Because you do not want to be holding that when it explodes. This is really odd. When was that print, by the way? The alts were wrecked, but a bit of a bounce now. I like that it ticked down like that. So what I'm seeing right now is actually another kind of something that I wanted to look at and investigate. So we're at new high, not new high, but a higher high on the swings. Well, there was some bids there that pushed it through. It's an area where we should expect to see some activity, and we're not. Man, I tell you what, ZN is giving awfully nice ranges lately, isn't it? I need to go. So tell me, Jay Constant, is there some altcoins that interest you now that they've had that bounce? Because I find it curious that when we came down, a lot of altcoins got hurt so much, you know? Especially if they're thinking about, I mean, especially if Bitcoin Tether is printing more and there's looking like maybe there's going to be another, rush up. Well, not rush, but another pump. Another pump is probably the right word. Okay, so I think that this right here is the right spot. ADA, XRP, Tron, Icon, maybe Ethereum. How much did Ethereum get hit? Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted coin market cap. There we go. Ethereum. Oh, they didn't get hit that much. They went from 300 to 271. Well, not a huge deal. Now look at the Satoshi buy. Well, when you look at the price in Bitcoin, when you look at the price in Bitcoin, it took a pretty big hit. I get you. Okay, so now I definitely want out. So you're seeing a lot of orders now, but not market orders. That's really interesting. 5K? Maybe I should have hit into it. Well, there's a pretty good chance that they tick back up again. Yeah. Come on. Give me that bid. Thank you. There might actually be another tick in it. Well, that wipes out our mistakes from earlier. I shouldn't really say mistakes, but so there is now so much interest here in this spot. We could potentially go short. So 31, that was where I got out, right? 31.5 is going to be the opening price. So they might want to try and press that. E-mini is being incredibly finicky this morning. Well, now that that's done, let's try fixing this up. Not looking favorable for the short side yet in ZF. That was a pretty good execution there. Did I really get 31 half? There it is. I got 31. Oh, you know what? I should clear these little things up here because it's confusing me. So now that we have that, we can do this, right? Show tabs. Duplicate in a new tab. Get rid of all this stuff. And let's do the market depth map. Yay. Seems 31.0 is key. Probably some bears there, but I don't appear strong enough to stop leg up. I think the range is, we'll see. Base range, base volume on percent, maximum volume range, minimum opacity distribution, display mode, real time and historical depth, or only real time. That's interesting. See, I think what I want, I'm going to have to change it. But what I would like to see on this order flow thing is I want to see what was the maximum. What was the maximum in that time period instead of just what it was at the close. That way, if there was a big, order at one point, it'll still stick out like a sore thumb. Well, that'll be fun to play around with. Okay, so there's some more bids again. So it looks like they're going to try and push it through, but they're probably basing this on the E-mini. I think I should take this other thing, the output window here, and I should make a new component so that you can kind of customize the way that it looks and stuff. That would be something, that would be fun because that would be something that I've never done in NinjaTrader. Well, I've tinkered with it, but I think a new component would be really fun. Interesting that the 5-year is actually selling through this. What's with that? That was interesting. I don't know why, but that down tick really stuck out to me for some reason. It's crazy aggressive. And the 31 polling and everything. Seems like I'm not going to get filled on it. Would help to break up. Looks balanced at the moment. Maybe pull back in new try. They might just be waiting on ES. I see smart money build out of ZB, one tick in front of the meat grinder at 153.16. Ah. No. I think what's going on here is the ES is extremely tight, and I think treasuries do want to go down, but they're not. The E-mini is so tight. I'm not so sure if there's much more opportunity today. I don't know. So there's something else I need to do. Do I have... I needed to Skype somebody. Yes. Okay, hold on a second. Well, now that it's sitting here, the way that it's doing this, I don't like it. I think that because I have that spot in the queue, I don't know. I don't like it. Me, well, let's do this. We'll do that. We'll do a crocodile if they give it to us. Kind of sketchy. I don't know. See, there's some asks putting on, and then it flipped up again. So it kind of feels to me like even if it does go up, they might do choppiness up here again. The E-mini is selling really hard. See, if the E-mini decides to turn down here, then maybe we could get a bit of a rush up in the treasuries. But I don't know. It's kind of weird. This action in the E-mini is really weird. I am tempted to go short in the E-mini. Dow moved up significantly, huh? It's just, why are they saying? I don't think that I have great risk reward here at 08 in the E-mini. I always get a little excited when I have an alligator going, or a crocodile. I like the crocodile is a better name for it. Are they gonna do it? Nope. They was thinking about it. Gabe says oil is grinding up. I think ES will find its way up as well. Well, if the E-mini did eventually buy, I think you could maybe see. I think it might giddy up, you know. I'm gonna tweet that. What's the best way to do it? Probably like this. I don't know if they're going to do it or not. I guess we got 30 minutes to sit and wait for it. It's gone pretty quiet, hasn't it? Even you guys are quiet. We need to talk about cryptocurrencies again? No. What about this Epstein thing? Let's talk about that. So, did you see this story today? He has uh the authorities have found a trove of videos, quote unquote, and it sounds like it's like his blackmail stash. It's like the videos of politicians and people doing stuff with teenagers or something so that they could. This is like starting to get like crazy. Like I thought, okay, yeah, Epstein probably done something, and maybe someday they'll get him and something will happen. But it is like turning out like exactly the way that conspiracy theorists always dreamed. You know what I mean? It's really quite something else to watch. I'm always like anti-conspiracy theory, but I think that they won on this one. Meat grinder at 153.16. Not a meat grinder, but the sweet spot. The legacy media ignored slash buried the story as long as they could. Right. Well, there definitely was like when the thing first happened, like stuff was going on and I was seeing stuff about it on Reddit all over the place, but I wasn't seeing anything about it in traditional media. And yeah, it kind of has turned into now it's like, oh, people are so interested in the story that they kind of have to start covering it, sort of thing starts to happen. I think that action there was a little intense because I got like salt in my brow. I'd really like this crocodile trade to work out. I always feel like I don't know what it is about the crocodile. It's like so much work for one tick. You know what I mean? But every time that it happens, I always have this, satisfaction. I don't know. It makes me feel clever, even though I know I'm not that clever. Like, I didn't come up with the idea or anything like that. Eh. Okay, so it did hit me, but they didn't get very many orders to go through. So, I don't know. Check out the film Eyes Wide Shut by Stanley. I was seeing that. So, there was by Kubrick, there was a thread on Reddit the other day that was like, what movie did you watch that messed you up the most? And that video was in it. Yeah. You risk one. No, I'm not. I'm not. That's just emergency stop. You know what? That one is always supposed to be an emergency stop. Sometimes I end up using it as a regular stop, and that's not a good idea. Is it? But no. This shouldn't even be. I'll risk 2 for 1 here. This is really actually quite. I still think that I can do it. But you know, I'm already been in longer than I would like. You know what I'm saying? I've watched price gyrate around 16 too many times in the past 10 years. Very rarely see a move start at 16 and just keep going. Yeah. I tell you though, there's something about the price. It wouldn't gyrate around it and do all that crazy stuff if there wasn't something to be done about it. You know, there's probably a good strategy to scalp a tick around it or something like that. Or maybe it just does that because big traders want to get out at 16 and they need to do all of that noise in order to exit their position or something. Well, that E-mini is buy-in. Well. There was a little bit of drama on that uptick. Now I'm all nervous because I don't want to risk more than 2. That's probably would have been a better buy. Okay. But it didn't go. I don't know what the... I don't think I've done this enough to know what the probability is on it to say if it has the expectancy after the commissions or not. So you might be right. I think that it's like a 60 to 80% trade though. Although the way that it's behaving right now kind of says to me that maybe I picked a bad spot because they really don't want to go up there and get it, do they? And that's another thing is that maybe I should have done it because it was back here, right? Maybe I should have done it at 30.5 and tried to get 2. Maybe that's what I should do next time. I think I will. I think next time if I get that trade, I'm going to try and take 2 out of it. I think a 5-year needs to be convinced. The E-mini is still selling. But what was unusual price? Up, go up, it goes down every day. Today was an unusual day. They opened the RTH at 16. At 14, touch 16. Now he's trying to adjust his comment. I think what John is trying to say, IQ, is that it's kind of weird for the ZB to start in that location. The E-mini is still selling. I don't know if this seller is actually going to win. Like, I've actually traded that a couple of times and they seen them eventually win out. But so that's not super positive. I think I'm being finicky here. I think this is me because, well, I think it should tick up, but they're being tepid about it now. Anyways, as I've just seen all this week, there's been some guys that come in and they really want to sell it, and then nothing ever comes out of it. You know? Well, if I had sold there, I still wouldn't even be filled yet, anyways. So there's where I've got to take it off here now. I do have some stats on that, but I don't think that it happens very rarely that I get that spot in the queue, so I don't know. It's okay. The thing is, I just don't see a lot of opportunity today. I mean, going forward, I don't mean like there wasn't a lot of opportunity overall today, but it just seems to me like there's this huge imbalance in the E-mini, and they've been going now for 45 minutes since the open, and it's not doing anything. And every time this week, there's some bears that have come out in the E-mini. They seem to not like what's going on in interest rates, and they think it's bad for the equity indexes. And then they never get anything from it. Well, there were some adjustments to that tick. Okay, so we're having this discussion between IQ and John was saying that it's unusual to start at 16. So I think that we can write something up that can test that very quickly. And since my crocodile did not work out, I think I have in my sheet. I'm supposed to. I haven't taken that trade in a long time, but let's see if I can find it here. No, but that's not it. It's going to be like probably way down here. No, I don't know. I swear I had it somewhere. I guess not. Well, anyways, let's write this thing up. I think we can do this real quick. New editor. Okay. Open histogram. Generate. Let's see. Open histogram. I don't even need that. Here's what I want. How do we do this? Yes, we just say open of 0. Math.truncate if it contains the key. Fire list equals profile keys to list sort. Blah blah blah. Yep. That's it. Oh. This is supposed to be range, and this is supposed to be open. Made a little mistake there. Okay. So now I need this one, I think. New window. Okay, we'll do daily bars and we'll make sure that we're using the CME oh, wait, where is it? Oh, CBD, CBOT, interest rate, RTH. Okay. And then we'll add our indicator on it. Open histogram. Oh. Okay. That's not right. That is not right at all. It's doing the thing correctly, but I don't know why it's displaying the way that it is, like that right there. That should never happen. Yeah, that should never happen. So I'm wondering if protile, okay, val equals math truncate. Maybe I need to do it like that. Oh, no, that's right. That's why. I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. We don't care about ZN. We care about ZB. Okay. It looks like he has something there. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know why it's displaying like that. I've got a bug in my code for sure. So this one right here, that's 16. All I'm saying is it's usually choppy. It's similar to the price action we get when price returns to VWAP. Those are two areas where we often have buyers and sellers present pushing in both directions. Hence my meat grinder comment. The fact that you're pushing back actually proves my point. Yeah, lots of people want to be involved there for sure, right? Oh, I loaded 1500 days. I loaded back as far as it will let me. Let's see if we can fix this again. Whoa, what? Hmm. Shouldn't be val times 4. It should be val divided by tick size. So I'm a little confused here, but let's just see. Yeah. I don't know why I had it like that, but whatever. Whatever. Sometimes you do things, and maybe I changed it for a different instrument or something before I knew that. Let's kill this one. So we are slightly more likely to open up above. And if I clear this, will it print things out to me correctly now? Yeah. But it's super close. It looks pretty random. You're more likely to open up at 16 than you are at 15 and 17. That's interesting, right? And here's the ones they don't like opening at 19. And they don't like opening at 7. You can definitely see there's these spots that they tend to congregate into. That's interesting. That's interesting. I should put that in our, where is it? Stats. I think I changed it for the E-mini. That's what I did. So like, let's try it in ES. Should only get 4 bars. Yep. Ah, but look at that. We're significantly more likely. Well, maybe not significantly. How much more likely are we? Why is the 0 bigger? Oh yeah, 269. Yeah. Looks like the numbers they open at most often are 10s, 20s, and 30s. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There is definitely a distribution to it, right? And then the even is a magnet in the E-mini. So what does that mean? That means that you should take your trade at a quarter and you should take it off at even. That's what it means in E-mini. You guys still there on YouTube? Yeah, y'all been awfully quiet. Swisso, you scared everybody off. Well, he was right. I mean, that trade did not work out. It could have worked out if I had held it through that whole sell, which obviously you couldn't. So it was a bad trade. But I can tell you, the one ticker thing can work. I don't know in ZN if the expectancy is very good, but you can totally do it. Now this move up in Treasuries where the market opens at 10 or 16s is irrelevant. It's not relevant. Tweem dog, I closed it, didn't I? Well, I'm gonna open it back up again. You can go back. The picture's on the Discord. Well, there is no 32, is there? I'm not. Oh, where is the 0? It is. It's just not on a new line. It's there, John. It's just not on a new line. I'll fix that. Anyways, why does it matter? Because it does actually matter. It doesn't matter very much, but it does matter. And what is it? Our brains like even numbers. Okay? So if you're over here trading in the E-mini, people are more likely to take the trade at 8 than they are at a quarter. Okay? So what does that mean? That means that you have a slight little bit of an edge here. Just a very small percent, but hey, you can get whatever you want. And so if you want to take a short, then you take it at the 25. And then when you take it off at 7. And why? Because it's less likely to be here, and you want to get in at places that it's less likely to touch, and then you get out in the places where it's easy to get out, where it's very likely to touch. Anyways, and then over here in the Treasuries, it means that, hey, if you're trading here, it's more likely to gyrate around 10. It's maybe not a coincidence that that point of control is at 10. I bet you that if we went and did this, if we could do this stats on point of control, I bet you it would probably be even more skewed. So. Anyways, so like I said, those prices where there are magnets are better to take profits at and are worse for entering in because the market is more likely to gyrate around you. I gave you a statistical edge there. You don't care? I guess it's a small edge. Adrian gives this news. You guys don't enjoy the stats? I bet you if we could do it with the point of control, it would be even more exaggerated. If somebody has data on like the point of control for, ZN, ZB, and ES for every day over the past 5 years, we could take that and we could do the same analysis, but maybe we would have to do it in a spreadsheet or something. And I'm going to bet that there's a skew. I'm going to bet there's a skew. And then when you look at it from that point of view, then it's really like, oh, well, I don't want to take it at 10 because it's more likely to be the midpoint of a profile. Or like here, it's same thing in the 10-year. There's no mistake that the point of control is 30 and not 30.5. See, if you do it on that one, let me do it. I'm going to do it. Duplicate a new window. Okay. So here's Xeon. We're going to add the indicator. In histogram. Where is it? There you go. Look. Okay. There's 15.5. This is by ticks, so it's not. That's why I did it like that. I see. Yeah, 10, 16, 30. You can see here at 10 ticks, which is actually 5, right? There's an outsized thing. And then here at 40 ticks, which is 20, there's a big one. But at 32 ticks, there's a little bit. There's a little bit of it at 32 ticks. But at the 17, which would be 8.5, they tend not to do it. It's very skewed right there. Where's the yeah. Funny. I would really like to do it on the point of control. I would really like to do it. I think that's a reasonable edge, folks. So there's your freebie for the day. Clearly not as much edge as this thing, although this thing hasn't been telling us a whole lot lately, except for that it hopped out up here. That was after we took that trade, wasn't it? Oh yeah, because we took that trade over here. Do you see how it's like nothing's happening over here? So one of the things that I like about this is that it'll kind of give you a good idea. Like this whole thing right here, yeah, it came down and it came back up, but look at the interest. Look at these. It wasn't that interesting to the big traders. That was just retail doing its own thing. The big traders have gone home. This is telling you that the best action is over. That is what I think I like the most about this. Is that it can keep me out when it's just a bad trade. I can see the pivot and I can see it moving and I'm like, but I don't see a change in the actual activity, so why should I be taking a trade? There's no indication that there are big players here. All right, well, let's post our cryptocurrency notes. Swisso says the whole action is happening in the Asia session. You know, one of these days I think we'll do an evening trading stream, just like a one-time thing. So I've had some when I was doing the debate streams. We had new people come in, and it was kind of like there actually are some people that would love to come and watch and interact with us live, but they can't do it this early, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I guess it's a Friday. Yep. So it says yep. Yeah, it's interesting. I also feel like that if we did it in the afternoon, that we'd be able to get younger people because would really. I feel like, I mean, obviously we got like 20 people here watching, and maybe we get 100 people watching a day on YouTube, which apparently in terms of YouTube success is extremely modest. But to me, that's like 100 people that we have some influence on, and that we can help make their lives better, you know. And to me, I think that if you're a kid, if you're like 19 years old and you can get into trading when you're 19 years old, like, man, you can be really successful starting trading at 19 years old, right? When your brain is still flexible and stuff. Did the E-mini take a puke there? Just a little bit. So if I can inspire more teenagers to get interested in trading, absolutely want to do that, you know? If I can convince more Andrew Yang fans that sitting around hoping that the government will force rich people to give you a handout, that's not a very positive outlook on life. And there's so much opportunity out there and you can make anything you want. You just got to go out there and do it. I think I'm going to make a video about that this weekend if I have time. If there's a time when I can get it quiet in here, I think I'm going to do that video because it bothers me that I feel like we're like on the edge of like the most prosperous time in human history. And there's all these people that are like, oh, there's not going to be any jobs. We need the rich people to give us money. Come on. Listen, think about this. Okay. there's this girl. Okay, what is her name? Belle Daphne. And this isn't anything against her, but she's selling her used bathwater. There's nothing against her. I know a lot of people think that's ridiculous and criticizing her for it. I think it's like, you know what? If you have a market out there for used bathwater, you can find that market and create it and make money off of it. More power to you. Okay? If I could make money off of used bathwater, I think I would totally do it. I would have the nicest bathwater. We could get like nice crystal vials, could make sure that we only use the nicest of bathwater before I get in the bath. You know, maybe put some good vitamins and minerals and stuff to increase the nutrition. You know, I would have the most fancy bathwater. If there was a market for that, that would be my life. Totally. That would be awesome. Okay. But think about it. There is a market in our world for used bathwater. And there are people out there that are concerned there won't be enough jobs in the future. There won't be enough opportunity in the future. Are you kidding me? Come on. Come on. There's so much opportunity out there. It's disgusting. Anyways, so that's my little rant. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah. Well, now that we have a license, I don't want to take a license away from somebody on that could have gotten it. So I won't do that. But what did you guys think? Do you want me to keep this up here? I think we could, I don't know. I do kind of want to watch it still. I need to figure out the best way to take notes on it. But maybe I'll just take notes by hand and, I don't have to make a big deal out of it. And maybe we can solve this indicator. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the video comments afterwards. All right. So, otherwise, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next week. And in the meantime, stay profitable, friends.